Good morning from Port Lincoln.
Hi, I'm Rex.
Hey Rex. And where are you from?
I'm from near Hobart,
Yeah.
in Tasmania.
And what brings you to Port Lincoln this sunrise?
Well, I do crazy things like send radio signals that bounce off aeroplanes. And
You bounce it off an aeroplane?
yes, in fact, the ham radio community, you've probably heard of amateur radio, they'd like to do things that haven't been done before. And at microwave frequencies, very few people have been able to bounce radio signals off aeroplanes, and in my case I'm trying to actually break a record, which happens to be my own record, which I got yesterday.
Oh, you took one, you got a record yesterday?
Yes, from near Cleve, which is up the Eyre Peninsula. We got a record of 831 kilometres over to near Melbourne, and if we could do it from here, it'd be 846, which would be an improvement. So.
And have you broken that record a few times, or is this?
Oh yes. We started off at about 200 kilometres, and we've been going all around Australia, making it longer and longer in bits and pieces.
Wow. Do you want to quickly show me some of the equipment that you use?
Yes, come over here. This is a microwave transmitter and receiver on this side, and there's a dish on the front. And this focuses the energy, and I have to point it very accurately at the aeroplane because that dish focuses the energy within about plus or minus 1.5 degrees. So it's got to be pointed accurately, and I'm actually using the end of that wharf there as my reference, which I can get from Google Earth.
Yeah.
And then I just move slightly about 2 degrees off from that. I also have to beam it in elevation, but because the planes are right on the horizon, I just beam right at the horizon in this case.
Wow. And and how do you actually track the aircraft?
We come around here. There's a couple of ways we can do it. I'll come around here. This little computer here, if you just go in and take a shot, you'll see little reds which are aeroplanes which are flying around between Victoria and New South Wales and South Australia. And there's a blue line which goes from here to here, which is the path from Port Lincoln over to Mount Macedon, where my partner is going to be set up in another quarter of an hour. And what we need is an aeroplane to cross about the middle of that path, something like that. And that's the objective of...
This is very accurate stuff.
Yes.
Wow. How long have you been doing this for?
This actual aeroplane scatter at microwave, we've been doing it about 2 years. But
Yeah.
We've done it at VHF before this, and we've been gradually working up in frequency and finding out we can do more and more.
So,
one of the problems is the higher in frequency you go, the more difficult it is to be accurate in frequency. So I actually get my frequency reference from GPS.
yes.
And there's a little GPS antenna up on the top there, that Garmin one.
Ah, yes.
And that feeds the GPS frequency down to here. And that produces a very accurate reference that I can use for frequency.
Yeah, wow.
Like within about 1 part in 10,000 million accuracy.
1 part in 10,000 million. Wow. And when you're saying the record that you broke,
Yes.
and so was that what kind of record was this?
Well, it's a national record for microwave digital communications for Australia.
Yeah.
It's probably a world record because not many people anywhere else do it, but we register it is with Australia. The Wireless Institute of Australia provide a record service.
Yeah.
So once you've made the record, you send them an email, and after a while you get a certificate back.
That's amazing. That's amazing. We've got I'm talking to a world record potentially holder here. If they keep that. Well, why don't they do it elsewhere so much in the world? Is it is it the country of Australia?
I think we've got onto some special technique.
Excellent.
I think they'll learn.
Australians are known for innovating.
Yes.
Yeah. And so you've travelled a fair bit of Australia?
Yes. We actually go around to what's called grid squares, which are 1 degree of latitude by 2 degrees of longitude, and we collect these grid squares.
Yeah.
And I've collected with my partner now 67 grid squares on 10 gigs.
Yeah.
This is microwave, but I've also been round collecting grid squares on VHF. On VHF, to get really long distances, we reflect the signal off meteor trails.
Okay.
And I can get up to about 2,400 kilometres that way on VHF. But the signal only lasts for a fraction of a second as the meteor hits the atmosphere. And for that, I've been out west of Alice Springs. And in fact, I went to Coober Pedy and I worked via meteor scatter people in Perth, Brisbane, Sydney, Canberra, Melbourne, Launceston, Adelaide, all in one day.
Wow.
Because Coober Pedy happens to be within that 2,400 kilometre range.
Yeah.
All those places.
And what's your favourite place you've been to in Australia?
Well, my favourite Australian place is actually an external territory called Heard Island. A lot of people think that Australia's highest mountain is Mount Kosciuszko, but the actual highest mountain that Australia owns is at Heard Island. And it's an active volcano. It's covered with glaciers, all pouring down each side. It's halfway between Perth and Antarctica.
Wow.
And has a couple of million penguins, a few 100,000 seals. Down the bottom there's green mosses.
Yeah.
They happen to be there on a blue sky. You see the puffs of smoke from the volcano.
Wow.
The white, the green,
the
water. It's magic.
Thank you very much, Rex.
Okay.
Excellent.